Have you ever wondered what lies beneath the surface of your own mind? What silent desires, fears, and dreams shape the person you've become? This is not just the story of a man, but of the human soul itself. A journey through the labyrinth of thought, desire, and memory. My name is Peter, and today we step into the mind of Sigmund Freud, the man who dared to look into the darkness within us all. If this story awakens something in you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Join this journey of understanding, where every great mind reveals a piece of our own. Freud was born in 1856 in a small Moravian town, a child of modest beginnings, but one whose mind was never content with the surface of things. While others sought certainty in facts and figures, he was drawn to the invisible, to the thoughts that whispered beneath words, to the impulses no one dared admit. In Vienna, he studied medicine, not to heal bodies, but to explore the strange terrain of the human mind. He saw people not as simple beings, but as landscapes of memory, fear, and hidden desire. Yet, the more he studied, the lonelier he became. His ideas frightened people. To them, Freud was not a doctor. He was a heretic of thought. And in his isolation, he began to descend deeper into himself, into dreams, symbols, and the murmur of the unconscious. Every night, Freud sat at his desk, writing what would one day become the interpretation of dreams. But back then, it was only the echo of his doubts. He began to see dreams not as nonsense, but as doors, portals to another world inside the human being. The dream, he said, is the disguised fulfillment of a repressed wish. It was a revelation. But to others, it was madness. They called him delusional. They mocked his theories. Even his closest colleagues turned away. And still, he wrote. Because in his solitude, he found something more powerful than approval. He found truth. Freud stood before the scientific world, his voice trembling, his ideas radical. He spoke of repressed desires, of instincts society hides behind civility. He said that beneath the mask of reason, there lies a child, conflicted, fearful, yet full of longing. They laughed. The world was not ready for such a mirror. But Freud's greatest conflict was not with others. It was with himself. There were moments he doubted everything, moments when he questioned whether the mind could ever truly be known. He suffered from illness, from pain, and from the weight of knowing too much about human fragility. Yet, he never turned away from it, because he believed that to understand the human being, one must walk through darkness and name it. Through countless sessions of silence and confession, Freud began to see a pattern. The mind was not divided between good and evil, but between what we show and what we hide. He called it the unconscious, a hidden world where our fears, desires, and memories sleep, and from which our actions quietly rise. He said, to be truly free, one must bring the unconscious into the light. And in that truth lay both liberation and pain. Because to look within is to face the self, naked, unmasked, and utterly human. The cost of discovery is isolation. Freud's students turned against him. Rival theories rose. Jung, Adler, and others broke away. The empire of psychoanalysis began to fracture. He grew old. He watched wars tear Europe apart and felt the same chaos reflected in the human psyche. His health declined. Cancer gnawed at him for years. But even in pain, he continued to write. He once said, being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Honesty became his final act of courage. Freud's ideas became the foundation of a new language of the soul. From film to literature, from therapy to everyday speech, his influence is everywhere. Dreams, repression, ego, defense mechanisms. These are not just theories. They are mirrors we use to understand ourselves. He was not always right. Even his errors became stepping stones for those who came after him. But that is the mark of a true pioneer. He dared to ask questions no one else would. He dared to look where others refused to look, and in doing so, he helped humanity see that the greatest mystery lies not in the stars, but in the human mind. Perhaps Freud's greatest gift was not the theory of dreams or the unconscious, but the reminder that to know the world, we must first know ourselves. There is a universe within each of us, shifting, restless, and waiting to be understood. We spend our lives searching outward for meaning, but the bravest journey is the one inward. Because when we look into the depths of the mind, we find not monsters, but the fragile beauty of being human. And so, the father of psychoanalysis fades into history, but his echoes remain. In every question we ask about who we are, in every dream that whispers what we fear to say aloud. Freud once said, being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Perhaps honesty is where all awakening begins. Thank you for watching. If this journey touched your mind and or your heart, then give it a like and subscribe for more stories like this one, because the search for understanding never truly ends.